Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I have my client here and we're going to be doing a lock extension with his own hair to replace locks that fell off. So what I've done is I've taken hair that has broken off and he had doubles, so he had two locks that were together, and I split the locks up, cut them off, and now I'm going to replace those locks with his own hair, to his own hair, in 4 places. Let's get started. So I have 4 short parts that have already started locking. So I'm going to do a couple of things. One, I'm going to tighten his hair with a tool. Get that from Amazon.com. I'm going to take each one and I'm going to tighten the roots because they already have a matte finish at the ends, so the lock can adhere. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to do 3 ways: up, down, left, right. You can see that. To get the lock, or the beginning of this lock, tighten to the scalp. Up, down, left, right. Okay. So that one's locked all the way down to the scalp, and all we have to do now is attach his hair, his own locks, back to that lock. So let me tighten these other 3. Please like and subscribe to the channel. There are other videos on this channel that you might be interested in. A lot of videos are for beginners, so feel welcome and free to take a look at the other videos. So again, I'm tightening these 4 down to the base with the lock tool. Here again, from Amazon. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Press the subscribe button below, and also check out the other videos on this station. There are a lot of good videos for beginners. So first, I'm going to show you how to reattach hair with the crochet hooks. The crochet tool, sorry. I'm going to take my hair. Again, this is his own lock. It's very, very ropey. So if you're going to attach with a crochet hook, you want to have one ropey and one soft, because it can't attach to his regular locks, because his regular locks are a little too tight. Okay? I'm going to find the hair, the spot that I want to attach. I want to put it in probably 1 inch or so within the lock, within the new lock. Take my tool, come through. You know, a lot of times people don't want you to rip through, but I say rip through depending on what the circumstance is. So I'm kind of ripping through so that that hair can get inside that tight lock. You just don't want to hurt your client. See how I'm ripping through? Because I need that hair, both of those hairs to mesh. Right? This is the crochet technique. And I use 2. You have an option of using 1 prong, 2 prongs, or 3 prongs. And you kind of go in and out, in and out, in and out. And this is the crochet hook, the crochet technique. Again, sometimes you don't want to rip it through because you're going to have hair that's coming through. But when you're trying to put the hair back together, you want to rip it. You want to rip it through because you want it to adhere. Now, what I do to ensure that this technique works and is totally complete is I use a needle and thread at the end. So I'm going to rip these locks through, and after I finish the crochet technique, I'm going to show you the needle and thread technique. So that's one. Okay. Try again, another. You're going to try to find soft hair and soft hair. So this hair is soft and that hair is soft. You don't put them together, combine them. Take the crochet hook. Again, I always like to say I'm lazy, so I always like to use 3 prongs. You can do 1 prong, 2 prong, or 3. Okay. So my job is just to get the hair to kind of blend and mesh through so I can sew it. I'm not going to totally rely on the crochet. I'm going to have a little security with the needle and thread. That's my go-to. Okay. So you see how the hair is blending together? So here are the 2 that I blended in with the crochet tool. So I'm going to follow up here and I'm going to sew these for support. Now I'm going to show you how to do the reattachment with needle and thread, which is a lot easier, but I just wanted to show you for work's sake a different technique so everybody can have more tools in their arsenal. Okay, so here is his lock. Here's his new forming lock. Now this hair that he has, his natural hair, is very tight and ropey, and it's kind of unusual. I don't get a lot of clients like this, so this is kind of like a rare hair type. But his hair is pretty soft. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the needle and thread. I usually use black. And I just take it and I do a round robin. And I just start sewing. Pretty basic, but sometimes when you don't see it, you don't know. And you have to experiment, so I'm telling you, it can happen. So I have a couple little hacks that I do. Okay, the hair to the root is very dark and it hasn't been bleached by the sun in the summertime yet, but that's okay. It's all his own hair. Take the client's own hair and reattach. Still go around and sew until you're satisfied that the hair is attached, firmly. So I take the needle and thread, so his hair is attached firmly. It's a little bigger, but that's okay, because as the hair gets heavier, it'll thin out as it grows out. Take the needle and thread, and I do vertical through the lock. Do a vertical sew through the lock. I go up and I go down. This creates a lock inside. Instead of having 2 locks outside, you have 1 lock inside and 1 lock outside, and it makes the hair bridge firmly. It causes a bridge through the lock, and every time you go in and out through the lock, it gets stronger and stronger inside. There you have that. Voila. That hair has been extended. Okay, let's go down to the hair that I extended with the crochet hooks, and we're going to make this hair stronger with the needle and thread. Okay, same technique, kind of like a round robin to get the hair in the loop, get the lock looking the same. And when I say round robin, I'm just going round the lock, around the lock, around the lock. To round the lock as well, because sometimes the hair is soft, or sometimes the hair is square, or you know, it's not round like the lock. So now it's pretty round. And now I'm going to go vertical through and do another round robin. Every time you do repair, it's not going to always be the same. You might have to do something a little different. The next lock may be a little different, a little more softer, a little more harder. So you have to just adjust your techniques as you go. Okay, now I have to do round robin again. So I'm going to go through the lock, vertically up. I'm going to come down, vertically down, and that creates a knot again inside the lock. I'm going to go one more time inside the lock, and then I'm going to finish it. Again, we're going to do a knot. Go back to the lock, and I'm going to strengthen this lock as well. Round robin again. This is a lock that we've been working on for probably about 2 months. Get the hair strong enough to take another lock. We just added, you know, some hair, his own hair, parted it off, took some sections, and created more locks. Actually, the hair in some places actually broke off as well. So we're just trying to make his hair as full and as nice as possible. Again, vertically, up the shaft, up the lock shaft, and then down, again to form a knot, to form a lock inside the hair to bridge it, to make it strong. So you go up and down, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then, boom, you're done. Again, here you have your lock extension. It's not going to always be perfect. I'm going to have to maybe trim it a little bit with the scissors. Okay. Let's go to this lock here. Let's make it even. Sometimes when you get the lock, they're not totally created equal. So on this lock here, we've already tightened it to the roots. We're going to see how it's thicker, and then it's thinner as it gets longer. So we're going to take this hair, we're going to use our needle and thread. We're going to kind of apply it as far as we can, up the shaft of the new lock, down to the shaft of the old. Again, sewing technique is pretty easy. If you're a beginner, it might not be so easy, but after you do it a while, you'll be fine. 1 knot on the outside. I never use 2 knots. 1 knot to start. The inside the lock, I make the knot inside the lock in a vertical in and out technique, so that you don't have to have 2 knots on your hair. 2 needle and thread knots, or thread knots on your hair. Round robin, going around just to bring the hair together. Round robin is a phrase that I coined. That's just mean going around the lock and sewing. And again, the color doesn't match, even if it's his own hair, but the color doesn't match because over years The hair is bleached by the sun like every summer, and the roots are always darker because they haven't been bleached by the sun yet. So here you are, round robin complete. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside vertically. This is a pretty long one. I'm going to go inside again, vertically. We're going to come back through, come down vertically. Come down again. See, it's so tight. See, once you start going vertical, it gets tight, and that's what creates the knot, the lock inside. So now I can hardly get through the hair because it's so tight. And that's what we want. We want the needle and thread. We want the thread actually to create some tension inside so that it can be strong as you shampoo and swim and, you know, live your life. There we go. So that one is complete. Very tight. And there you have it. The locks have been extended. Voila. Now, let me show you a lock to lock. So these were new locks. The lock over here is an old lock with another old lock. So these are very ropey, they're very hard. So I'm going to show you just with needle and thread how to extend, because you have to use whatever technique is in your arsenal to make your work work. Okay? Okay, so needle and thread is already done. So when you have a client, a lot of times you will do a lot of lock repair, so it's good to learn repair on your client because it's inevitable that you're going to do some repair. Anything can happen to the locks. So we're going to do this one here. So a lock to lock repair. Hard lock to hard lock. So this technique, only needle and thread will work because the hair is so dense. The locks are so dense. So I'll just put them together this way. I just go in, round robin. And be careful. You don't want to stick yourself. Easy to do. A lot of people use half circle needles so they curve away from the skin. But on this technique, I'm using just straight regular needles. See how the hair is blending? See the knot there? So that's why you don't want two knots. That knot shows up big time. You only want one. And you can cut that knot off later if you like, because your hair is going to be secure after you do the vertical technique in and out. So on this hair, because the hair is so thin, the locks are so thin and tight and ropey, you just try your best to do like short vertical. There's a little short vertical burst through there because it's very tight. You can get it in there, but take a little bit of work. And there you have it. You're going to go up one time. You're going to go down. Because this acts like hair. The thread acts like hair inside the lock. See, it becomes so dense you can barely get the needle through. This is the technique I use, and my favorite technique because it's very simple, straight to the point, get the job done. You can sew it yourself if your locks are long. You can hold it in front of you and repair your locks. But this is a great way to begin lock repair. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to like and subscribe. And also check out our other videos. We have a lot of nice videos on this station. The next video is going to be a lock style braids. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Here are cornrows for male style. And do cornrows. Alright, thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe down below. Thank you.